Shabbat Shalom. Today is Most High Sabbath day. Beautiful Shabbat. What a day, what a day, what a week, what a week. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Shabbat Talk. It's your brother Yeremiah. Coming back here today to try to talk with Most High willing. Going to talk about the Feast of Passover up until Pentecost. And we're going to talk a little bit about Pentecost today. And it is definitely let's give it the right term, Shabbat. Shabbat is the Hebrew name, but a lot of my Christian brothers that read Acts 2, they call it Pentecost, or the Greek word for Penta, which is 50. Okay, so let's get a basic study of that. You know, I was kind of studying different levels to it and stuff like this, so I think I'm gonna start on the most basic level. You know, and then most high willing, maybe I can do one that's a little bit more in depth, but for the more advanced people dealing with Shabbat. But we're gonna first get the basics that anybody and everybody can get on the same sheet of music. But it'll be here next week. Shabbat. It's the name in Hebrew. I say it again for the record. Shabbat, which is what people know as the Feast of Pentecost, or Pentecost. They'll just call it Pentecost. Okay, it's a very important day. It doesn't matter if you're Jew or Gentile. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, whether you call yourself today Christian or Judees or the Feast of Yah, as it says in Leviticus chapter 23. And you can start at the first verse and work it down. The Shabbat is for, it doesn't matter. I know most denominations nowadays, they do not acknowledge the Sabbath. They'll say that the Sabbath changed. They try to distinguish themselves from Israel. But when you look at the new covenant, who the new covenant is given to, you'll soon start to see that a lot of these denominations aren't there. And a lot of these denominations are falling into common practices of where the Israelites failed. You know, we done got nowadays to a point where we don't even acknowledge the feast. And and they're the feast of the Most High, but we say we love the Most High. We say we love Yah, or God, for some of us that, you know, still call them that. You know, we'll say that we, you know, are down with the Most High, and some of y'all know him as Jesus or Yahushua or Yahawashai. Some people know him as, you know, or Yahusha. You know, we just gonna put it out there. If you're not observing these feasts, then you're not right, and you know you're in sin. Period. I don't care what denomination. I don't care if you call yourself a Gentile or a Jew. You have to acknowledge these days. We're going to first start out saying that. Now, back in the old covenant, and these covenants were going before Moses. You know, it was a covenant with Abraham. It was a covenant with Noah. And we know that they had the law because, for example, when Noah in the Hebrew, or Noah in the English, you know, he told them to distinguish, and I do this for my people, you know, if you really want to trip up your Christian pastor, if you really want to trip up your Christian pastor, and you want to start something, say, Pastor, how did Noah put the animals on the boat? Wasn't it? I think it was male and female of each animal. You don't even have to lead them. 9 times out of 10, he's going to tell you one, or he put, see him now. I can see how it's going to line up. He put one species of a male and a female of the same species. And that's how he loaded them. Then what you ought to say is, Pastor, you shot straight, but you shot late. And you are we're going to give you a 50 if that's your final answer. If that's your final answer, we're going to give you a 50, which is not a passing score. What you talking about? I haven't seen one Christian pastor, whether you call him bishop, whether you call him apostle, unless he's seen this or was around an Israelite or a studied person. Because they certainly don't teach that in that seminary school, a.k.a. cemetery school. They definitely don't teach that. Because if they taught that, then you would have to eat accordingly to how the Bible tells you to eat. So you won't be taking all these different things that you got to take because you don't want to eat. And that trips me out. But I'm going to stay on it. We're going to go to Genesis, all right, or Bereshit in the Hebrew. And when he say that, man, just go on, let him think that he good. But men were walking perfect, and I'm going to show you that. And men had grace in the Old Testament. Genesis, or Bereshit chapter 6, verse 8. But Noah, or Noah in the English, found grace in the eyes of Yah, in the eyes of the Most High Yah, in the eyes of Yahuwah. Some of y'all know it's Yahuwah or Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? In his eyes, or Yahweh, in his eyes. Okay? He found grace. Grace. It's the first time grace is used in the Bible. And it's used in Genesis. So don't nobody come talking about, well, we're on the grace and mercy. It was grace back then. Trip them up like that. These are the generation of Noah. I'm going to call him by his Hebrew name. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generation. And Noah walked with Yah. Man, we not perfect. Pastor told me, no, we're not perfect. But that word perfect means to be perfected. You know what I'm saying? He was mature in his walk, in other words. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it is what it is. But, you know, man got a little beside himself, and women start sleeping with mighty men and what some would call angels, you know what I'm saying? The world was out of whack. Now, let's go to the 9th verse. Genesis 9. I'm at the back up. Hold on, I missed something somewhere. I see where he establishing a covenant with him. Hold on. Let's look back. And we're going to talk more about these covenants, you know what I'm saying, pretty soon. Notice how I say the same. That was Genesis 7 I was trying to go to. So we at Genesis 7. So that old pastor you talking about, hey, pastor, how you put more oil? Well, I thought I told you. I've been teaching you something, you know. Man, you been in my church, you don't know, man, I get one of my toddlers up in there to answer that. One of the children, from the children ministry to answer this question. And when he get the, man, tell me you shot straight, but you shot late. And tell him he got a 50 on this subject. Genesis, and take him to Genesis 7:1. And Bereshit in the Hebrew 7:1. And Yah spake unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for I have seen righteousness before me in this generation. So the Most High is going to save me. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens. Let me hold that up. All the clean beasts, take to them by sevens. Pastor, this is where you failed us. You know, thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female. And of the beasts that are not clean, pig meat, squirrel, and opossums, all this stuff, y'all like this
12 years of slave food and stuff crap. You know what I'm saying? So pork and of the beasts that are not clean by two, the male and his female. You see, most people don't want to acknowledge this. Clean and unclean when you put it in your mouth. But when the doctor tell you, hey man, I gotta put you on this. You ought to be tired of going to whatever pharmacy, Walmart pharmacy or CVS. You know what? Because this don't have to be if you would eat the right thing. But people choose to put all this synthetic stuff up in them, and then they wondering and they look. It is what it is. Do what you got to do. Because I don't want to get this video flagged. But I'm gonna just tell you like this. You understand what I'm saying? I like living a life where I ain't got to do none of that. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the law. Leviticus chapter 11, for instance. It'll tell you that you can't eat no pork or swine. If you read in Isaiah chapter 66, you'll see that you're going to be destroyed for eating swine on the coming of the Most High. But Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof, he got the right hoof, and as far as the hoof part, but he does not chew the grass, the cud, okay? So he got sort of the right feet, but he's still not the animal. He's unclean, you know what I'm saying? And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. See, you can't. Deer meat is cool. You know what I'm saying? Lamb is cool. The right. You know what I'm saying? But he's unclean. He is unclean to you. And he's still giving instruction. 8. Of their flesh shall ye not eat. He reminded you twice. Anytime the Most High reminded you twice, you know, something's wrong. Of their flesh ye shall not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. That is 3 times in 2 verses. It's unclean. And the first thing your pastor want to do is separate him. See, that was for Israel at the time, and we are Gentiles, and God came to Peter in a vision and just mutilate that story and off like you couldn't dream of. Gonna take something and twist the hell out of it and make it like you can eat pork behind Peter's dream of eating swine. And didn't even read it to see that the swine, it was an allegory. The swine in this dream were considered the Gentiles, non-Jews. He didn't tell him to eat the pig. He used something that he knew Peter could, or kipha in the Hebrew, could identify with. It was an allegory. It was a teaching moment. But people will make it look like that's take it all out of whack. You know what I'm saying? So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and jump to Shabbat. Shabbat, you know, it's been documented that in the Josephus, that 2.5 million Israelites would be in the city of Jerusalem, or Jerusalem for y'all that call it that. And they would slaughter 250,000 lambs. This is before Christ. They would do that many. They would kill off that many. So sinning was at an all-time high then, and it's definitely at an all-time high now. Put this up here. Now, I'm going to start in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 1 and 2. And Yah spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Most High, which ye shall claim to be holy convocations. These are my feasts. Very clear. And I know this is the first thing somebody want to do. They want to say, well, he was talking to Israel then. Try to cop out so you can get you some pork meat. You can get you some catfish, some shrimp, scrimps. You know what I'm saying? To eat that gutter meat. And then you wondering why you at the doctor's office? You wondering why your feet swole up and your ankles all swole up? And you out there slumped over like a shotgun, folded shotgun, slumped over? Then that's why. Other than not eating your portion size. You understand what I'm saying? That's really it. That's really it. I think I wanted Numbers 15 maybe. Cause that's the first thing they wanna they wanna say and try to part themselves from the Most High. Now, it was some non-Israelites came across the Red Sea during Moshe's days, or Moses, some of y'all know. Let's see if Yah told them to do something different. And then I want you to give me a scripture that Gentiles can eat pork. Give me that scripture in the Bible. Gentiles can eat scripts, can eat coon and possum and all this game meat. Numbers chapter 15, verse 1. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye come into the land of your habitations, which I will give you, I will make will make an offering by fire unto Yah, a burnt offering or sacrifice in performing a vow or free will offering, or in your solemn feast to make a sweet savor unto Yah of the herd of thy flock. So he's saying when you come into the thing, he's giving you instruction on how you want to do it as you read further down. Now, he's telling them, you know what? You can make your sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? Now let's look at the sojourner, the non-Israelite that traveled with the Israelite. So the Gentile, the non-Jew. Now, the book is gonna call him. I already know it's Goyim. Okay, meaning with this hold on, put the strong numbers up here. Let's look at this word stranger before I read it. Or gar.
Strong's H1616. Gar.
Okay.
And the form just below that, Gair.
Okay, a temporary inhabitant, a newcomer lacking inherited rights, because all the covenants go to the Most High and to Israel. None of your churches got a covenant. And if it is, show it to me. Let me show you the why I'm talking. Let me show you that. Let me show you that. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Let's get there. Let's see who get the covenant. I'm gonna first show you. Hold on. Let's see who the covenants, the future, who the New Testament is for. I'm gonna start in Jeremiah first, just real quick. I'm gonna show you. I might have grabbed the wrong chapter. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, no, yeah, I'm right. Now, Jeremiah 31:31. Behold, the days come, saith Yah, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, the two houses of Israel, the 12 tribes. Behold, the days are going to come. I bet y'all thinking, well, he already did. He did it with Moses when they crossed the Red Sea. Duh. Let's look at the next verse. Now, according to the covenant that I made with the fathers in the day that I took them out of the land of Egypt. See that? This is another one. So this is one later, what you're going to call the new covenant. Or what we're going to say, Brit Hadashah, or renewed covenant or testament. Okay? So he's talking about another one, not the one in Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Adonai. Adonai is Hebrew for Lord. But this will be the covenant that I will make. He repeating it again, that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Adonai. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it upon their hearts, and I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. I shall be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know Yah. Now, we already know that that's not, there's plenty of people on this earth don't know the Most High. So we know that even in full effect. We're reading this in the Old Testament. Well, guess what? We're going to read it in the New Testament. And it still ain't the same. And it says, for they shall know me from the least of them, meaning the smallest to the greatest, to the most layman person to the most advanced person. And it says, saith the Lord, for I will forgive their iniquity and remember their sins no more. See, that hadn't happened totally right now, right? People still sinning. You understand what I'm saying? Daily and hourly. Now, we in Hebrew, Brother Paul, as y'all, a lot of y'all Christian people know him, or we know him as Brother Shaul because he's one of us. He's an Israelite, sure right, tribe of Benjamin, okay, who wanted to teach non-Jews or Gentiles. It was given the ministry to start bringing y'all in, okay. Hebrews 8 and 7. Let's get it from the New Testament. So we shouldn't be eating. We should be doing clean and not unclean. I'm going to show you. For Hebrews 8 and 7. For if the first covenant had been found faultless, there should be no place have been sought for a second. If they would have did what it was supposed to do, wouldn't even need no second covenant. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the day comes, saith Yah, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Did he say the church? Did he say Episcopalian? Did he say Presbyterian? Did he say any other Mormon 7-day Adventist? I don't see none of that. I'm not trying to pick at nobody, but it's real. But it's real. He's still talking to Israel. They're the one with the covenants. Anybody else, you better hope you have a covenant on Judgment Day. But I'm telling you, like Yeshua, we know who we serve. When he was talking to the lady, and she was talking about Abraham be our, and he was talking about it's gonna be a day where the true worshipers gonna come worship in this place. You understand what I'm saying? Because she was a Gentile popping off like she was really dropping knowledge or something. You know what I'm saying? And Yeshua corrected her. She was a Sumerian, non-Israelite. Verse 8, for finding fault with them, he said, the days shall come, saith Yah, I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Second time, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand and led them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant and regarded them not, saith Yah. For this covenant I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yah, I will put my laws in their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be my people. And it's going on to say the same thing, that it'll be to the point where the Most High not going to remember their sins no more. We're still being judged. So this isn't a full to. So you got to keep them laws and them covenants of like the feast days. Okay? Getting back to, and acknowledge the Sabbath. So you got to keep this day because the Sabbath is forever. First of all, you're going to be keeping the Sabbath when he make a new heaven and new earth, if you know your Bible. Isaiah chapter 66, verse 22, 23, and 24 is what I'm referring to. I'm going to even give you a game and let you know where it's at. I'm not going to go to. So, Leviticus, and we're going to see these words here and look at some of this translation here. Speak unto the second verse. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them concerning the feast. Now I'm going to click on this word feast. And you might thinking food and all this.
Strong's H 4150. Moed. Moed.
Moed. All right. Means appointed place, appointed time. Meeting. Sacred season. Sacred feast. Appointed place, sign or signal, tent of meeting. So we have a meeting come this day with the Most High. Okay, we thinking about some food and all that. Concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim, means to tell everybody, to put it out there.
Strong's H 7121. Kara. Kara.
Means to call out, to proclaim, to cry out, to bidding people. And I'm going to show you many people who not going to listen to this. And I'm going to make this with the New Testament because I'm going to get some from my New Testament brothers. Matter of fact, we'll get it right now. So, it says, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them concerning the appointed time, is better way of saying, an appointed place of the Most High, and proclaim. You know, somebody proclaimed before. Somebody proclaimed before. And he was trying to invite them to the wedding. But you know what? Many people are not going to come. Because they're not going to keep the feast of the Most High. They're not going to keep the traditions. You understand what I'm saying? Many people are not going to come. They're not going to come. Let me show you. Matthew or Matthew in English, 22 and 1. And Yeshua said and spake unto them again by parable, saying, and he said, the kingdom of heaven is like a certain king which made a marriage for his son. He set forth his servants and called them that were bidden to the wedding, but they would not come. You see, that's what Gar is. To get let me make sure I got, hold on. Let's go back. Hold on, here we go. Korah, I'm sorry, I'm getting past.
Strong's H 7121. Kara. Kara.
So to Korah, you know, he was bidding them to come, because Korah means to bidding. You know, come, call, call out. You know what I'm saying? So he wanted them to come to the feast. It took Korah, you know, his son getting ready to get married. And he sent forth his servants to Korah to call them that were bidden to the wedding. And they would not come, because my pastor told me I ain't got to keep none of that. I don't want to go. I don't want to give up my Saturdays, first of all. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's some people right there. I don't want to give my Saturdays. You know, I used to wash my car. I used to clean up my house. You know what I'm saying? And Sunday, you know, it don't really matter. It's not really important. Long as God know my heart, and all these man-made excuses. Just say you don't love the Most High. Because I'm going to show you. He going to make war with you when you don't want to keep his commandment. I don't care what they taught you, what religious denomination you in. If you don't keep these feasts, you are just like these people right here. They were bidden to come and they didn't want to come. And again, he sent forth his servants. I'm at verse 4. Tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come to the marriage. Come and be married to the Most High. You know, that's actually the giving of the Shabbat, which is to come next week, is the day of representation that the law was given from the oracle traditions. We know that the law was given that day, and also it was the day in Acts 2 that the Holy Spirit come down and rested upon men, which Yeshua ascended 40 days back to the Shamayins or heavens, and then 10 days later, because he told them to be waiting. That's why they was waiting in the city. And but not besides that, he didn't want them to miss Shabbat, because Shabbat is a commandment. See, and you're gonna understand more of what Yeshua was saying. If you really want to know, you're doing the traditions that Yeshua done, or some of y'all know as Jesus, and you'll know the Bible better instead of getting this doctrine from these jokers that's really ain't got nothing popping, saying the same old thing. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying here, hey man, everything's ready. Come to the marriage. 22, Matthew 22 and 5. But they made light of it and went their ways. Man, hey man. Man, basketball on right now, man. We're in the finals, baby. You know, man, I got something else I'm doing. Well, my pastor ain't teach me that. That ain't what my pastor taught me. Whatever your lie is. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I'm going to show you. You ain't got to come to the marriage. You know what? But that was the anniversary date. When you look at Shabbat is when they got married to the Most High. When Israel married the Most High. That is your anniversary date. And each time you don't go, guess what? Each time you don't participate, guess what? You forgetting the marriage day. And do that to your wife if you're married, or do that to your husband you married. You want to see somebody bald face, man, and you wonder why? Most I be angry. How would you feel if your spouse didn't acknowledge the day that you got married? Boy, be some people can't come home. Somebody be eating off the top of somebody's head. It be some serious thumping going on. Somebody gonna go get something. Somebody gonna acknowledge something. I don't blame. Sound like a bill of divorcement to me. If they just kept it, if they just don't care. Anyway, but they made light of it and went their ways. One to his farm, another to his merchandise. Man, I ain't got no time for that. Man, I got this new Samsung. I need to know how these features work. Boy, this camera banging on this sucker. Boy, just like that iPhone. Ooh, filters already in. Went back to their merchandise. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. And when the king heard, he was wroth, and he sent his armies and destroyed those murderers and burned up the city. Then he said to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which bidden are not worthy. Go ye therefore to the highways, as many as ye find, bid to the marriage. So now you Gentiles can come in, because a lot of Israel today isn't doing it. So that was your open door for a time. So you can make it to the next kingdom and get what you got coming in the next kingdom. But I'm not gonna go with that. But you can look at hold on, let me just double check it real quick. Isaiah 14.
So you can serve Israel. Isaiah 14:1, for Yahweh have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, because we're going to be in our own land. And the strangers, meaning them non-Jews, shall be joined with them and cleave to the house of Jacob. Because the ones that were bidden, the ones that were supposed to come, you Israelites out there, you didn't come. Guess what? Some of these Gentiles scoot up in there, but they going to be, they coming to take their place right here. And the people shall take them and bring them to their land. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. See, this is going to be done in the millennial kingdom. When Yeshua, or some of y'all know is Jesus, reigns for that 1,000 years. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear. All these Trayvon Martin situations, all these different situations that you Israelites going through today, and from hard bondage which thou was made to serve. Our ancestors, a lot of us. So it is important to be at this feast and to be a part of this feast, and don't be like them that were bidden to come. And yeah, it doesn't matter you Jew or Gentile. When he did get them to come, I'm gonna go back to Numbers. Whether you was a Jew or a Gentile, here you go. So don't think because you identify yourself as Most High ain't got no separate laws. That's something that your reverend taught you and some man taught you. And see, they had to make an offering too, just like I read earlier. Numbers chapter 15, verse 14. If a stranger, meaning a non-Jew, sojourn with you, or whosoever be among you in your generations, and will offer an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto Yah, as ye do, so shall he do. You get what I'm saying? We ain't supposed to eat pork. Y'all ain't supposed to eat pork. One ordinance, one way, shall both of for you of the congregation, and also the stranger. So you Jew or Gentile that sojourning with you, an ordinance forever. Well, he changed when he had came to the all New Testament. See, that's you thinking you smart, and you allow these pork eating pastors to bust you up. You understand what I'm saying? One ordinance forever. In your generations as ye are, so shall the stranger be before the Lord, before Yah. One. So I don't want to hear this mess. Here you go. Numbers, I'm going to read the 16th verse. One law and one manner shall be for you and for the stranger that sojourneth with you. You Jew or Gentile. Now he done said that several times. One law. But yet, it's funny how Christian folk wanna sit there and separate themselves from Israel. You ain't got nothing. You a wild olive. You grafted in the tree. That's what Shaul was trying to tell y'all. You better quit boasting against the branches. This book is our heritage. All this new wave stuff built off our stuff isn't pinned on covenant. Isn't pinned on covenant at all. He said it's one manner of law for you Jew or Gentile. And it's no different. I'm going to show you in the New Testament. Brother Shaul, who y'all want to take, no, it's Paul, who I want to take him and wear his word out and make it. He said the same thing. Ephesians 4:4. There is one body, one spirit, even as
as you are called, one in hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one faith. You know how many denominations of faith we have in the United States? You see what I'm saying? One. One faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all. The Most High is the Father. This Trinity stuff, I know you talk Trinity in some of your Christian churches, but I don't want to open this can up more than I already did, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there for you. I'm trying to say it very nicely. We believe in a card system, Israelites, because Paul very clearly said one God and Father of all. Example, without going into a big old class. I know some of y'all want to crucify me right now, but the real is real. Yeshua is the Son of the Most High. Yes, he's a God. You understand what I'm saying? But the head of Christ is God. The head of Christ is God. I'm not quoting scripture. I'm not quoting Shaul or Paul. The head of Christ is God. The head of every man is Christ. And the head of every woman is a man. Is that not scripture? You remember when Yeshua's when the guy say good Father. Why thou callest me good? He said there is none good but who? The Father. I can show you all in the book of John where he said this doctrine is not of my own, it's of my Father. He ain't do nothing different than what the Father instructed him to do when he come down here in this earth suit. Period. So he's the Father of all, but we got one God. That's why Muslims looking at you crazy. Wait a minute. Oh, so you three, but y'all one. Man, it's a whole nother lesson. But one God, one Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. I know some of y'all gonna get mad at me at this point. Y'all probably don't want to listen. But let me tell you something. You heard it. Show me different. Put it in the comments. I'm not saying that Yeshua is not the Son of God. And I ain't trying to say that he's not a God. I'm not saying that. He's sitting at the right hand of the Father. But when Yeshua was asked, in what manner should we pray? Avinu in the modern Hebrew. Our Father. He didn't pray to himself. Right? Our Father. Avinu was the first word he used, or Abba. Abba Nawa in the Lashawan Kadesh, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. You understand what I'm saying? Thy will be done. His will, the Father, we done. But you need a sacrifice, and if you understand how this works, everybody have sinned and fell short of the glory, and you better, because if you don't have a sacrifice, guess what? Your blood is required. Because the wages of sin is what? Death. This is where Yeshua come into play. He's the firstborn of every creature when you read Colossians. Okay? Most High pulled him from his bosom. And he's the first creation that the Most High did. Yeshua. So I'm putting him in his perspective. And the Most High did that to us. So he is a God. And I hope I explained that. I know I'm going to throw somebody off. And I hope that you stay to listen. But we back on these feasts. Man, the Israelites had been, before Yeshua had been killing, that's on record, they had been killing them lambs 1,500 years before Christ. They kept this feast. 1,500 years. Men have been keeping this thing over 3,000 years. This feast. You understand what I'm saying? And we supposed to have a holy convocation on it. Let's see what a holy convocation is.
Strong's H, 6944. Kodesh. Kodesh.
Meaning a sacred and holy thing, right? And let's look at convocation. A sacred and holy mikra.
Strong's H, 4744. Mikra. Mikra.
Sacred assembly. Rehearse is a better way on the definition. So we supposed to rehearse this and have an assembly or public meeting. Our foreparents before Yeshua was doing this on record 1,500 years before Christ. Period. On Nissan, what's called Nissan 14. And then right, you have Passover first. You have the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The next day after that, you have first fruits. Okay. Counting from first fruits back, right? You start what's called counting up the Omer. Counting up the days. Omer is days in Hebrew. And then when you get to 49 plus that one day, which makes 50, you do Shabbat. Okay? And let's get that. I'm going to go back here. I think I had it. So Leviticus chapter 23, verse 15. Leviticus 23 and 15. And ye shall count from tomorrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye offer the sheaf and wave offering, which is first fruits, right? 7 Sabbaths, which are complete. So Passover has been almost 50 days from now. So we're counting up the Omer. Even until tomorrow after the 7th Sabbath, ye shall number 50 days. And ye shall offer a new meat offering unto Yah. Ye shall bring out your inhabitants 2 wave loaves and 2 10 deals, that they be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits of the Most High. Now, this is the wheat harvest. Now, in the spring, it was the barley harvest. Okay, during the Feast of Unleavened Bread. I know y'all remember the unleavened bread. I'll show you real quick. Still got a box of left. That good old unleavened bread that we supposed to eat for Passover. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple boxes. You know what I'm saying? That was almost 50 days, 40-something days right about now. Over 40 days. This be the time that Yeshua, because remember on the 40th day, Yeshua ascended in the book of Acts to the Father. And he told them to hang around, and they stayed there 10 days because, for one, all the males had to be there anyway, because there's 3 holy days that if you are Israelite, you need to be in the city, especially males. Feast of Unleavened Bread, Shabbat, Pentecost, and Feast of Tabernacles. You didn't miss it. And I'm going to get that right here. Okay, now I'm starting. Yeah, here we go. Deuteronomy 16:16. 3 times in a year shall thy males appear before Yah thy Elohim, or Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, in the Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Feast of Weeks is also called the Feast of Weeks here. Okay. And the Feast of Tabernacles, which is a fall feast. They shall not appear before Yah empty. So you supposed to bring an offering or your labels, baby. 3 times. 3 times. Because back in the day, not that long ago, you couldn't even be seen with leaven. You know, back when it was about almost 50 days ago, man, you didn't want no leaven. You didn't want to be seen with it. You couldn't even be seen with it, man. Exodus chapter 13, verse 7. Because that was back in the day. Or 6, 7 days shall thou eat unleavened bread. I just showed you the box. We done that a while ago. And on the 7th day shall be the feast of Yah. Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days, and there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee, neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters. So wherever you live, baby, you couldn't have it. Now you can have the leaven because it's a different agricultural product. Now it is the fall. I'm sorry. It was during that time the barley feast. Now it's the wheat feast. So now we're celebrating because our people were agricultural people. Hold on a second. This is some things, you know, I got a garden out back. I grew this. This is a zucchini and squash mix right here. Since Easter, since then. Got banana pepper, got a bowl of stuff. I'm just not getting the harvest, you know what I'm saying, on a lot of stuff. Got the small little tomatoes going, all kind of action, peppers and stuff. Got cucumbers out there that's getting ready to come. So in that time, that's what I got because I did it right around the Passover. I did it right around the Passover. So, you know, different season, different thing come in. Okay. But this is a season where we should be really getting closer to the Most High. We should be seeing results. This is the time for blessings to come 2 and 4, 3, 5, 6, 7, you know, plus blessing. You know, this is the time where the Most High is really. The Most High done gave us the law. The Most High done put down the Ruach HaKodesh in Hebrew, or what's known as in English, the Holy Spirit, then ascended to give power in the things we've been if we ain't got sin clogging everything up. You know, if we in the right places, truly in the right places. If we ain't missed the feast. I got a wedding, my son about to get married, man. All the fatlings are out, baby. Boy, we about to have a good time. You see, a wedding was a whole week long. Back in the day, they party, and on the last day, you go into the wedding chamber and you have relations, and it's fine. You know, people do it different nowadays. They don't have feasts; they just go finalize. You know, no matter where it's at. You know, but back in the day, that's how it was. You know, during the time, like during the time, right? Yeshua was turning over the tables. Remember that? It was right about. It was almost the Feast of Passover. A lot of people don't know that. When his ministry started, and he was
I'm just going over different notes. Okay. And this is the time of the year we count from first fruits back 49 days plus one. This time is known as Shiferet HaOmer. Okay, in the Hebrew. We count up the days. We don't count down, we count up the days. You know, the pagans count down. That's why you got New Year. 3, 2, 1. You know what I'm saying? Happy New Year in the middle of the winter. Can't tell nothing new. I look outside, see all that green. I know everything new. I know what I grew. I couldn't have grew that in the winter like that. You know, and that's why the devil does so much of a good rain, because guess what? He got you off season. You ain't gonna get no figs in no February. Yeah, I got figs on my tree. I got a fig tree out there. I got figs on them, but guess what? They green. You eat them, and you gonna have that yuck mouth look if you try to eat them though. Okay, if they ain't purple, you can't get down. And it's a small window, and that's how a lot of people blessings is. People miss their blessings because guess what? They don't know how to keep time. You have a heavenly time and you have time on earth. You better be able to distinguish both. Now, on the Gregorian calendar, this is Saturday to some people, right? I'm usually off on most Saturdays. Not all the time, though. But, you know, and then first day of the week is what? Monday. Okay, that's the start of the week, or second day, actually. Monday. I gotta definitely come between Monday and Friday, unless I call off or whatever. Definitely come between Monday and Friday. But sometimes, like Passover was in the middle of that week, I had to take off to observe Passover because it was on a heavenly time. See, Easter is a celebration of, it's not the day that Yeshua died on the most times, period. Because Yeshua died on Passover, and Easter deals with the spring equinox. That's why it can fall in different months. It don't have nothing to do, it's just a celebration, Roman celebration. You know, we've been taught so much garbage, you know what I'm saying? But I grew that since the time before Passover. Some of them went in the ground before Passover, you know what I'm saying? Just everything real. Got some red bell peppers, some orange, and I ain't checked on them, the orange, red bell peppers, all kind of stuff going, you know what I'm saying? In its right season. We got to be in the right season. And if you ain't getting a call from heaven, it's because you ain't keeping them feast days. I tell you what, since I observed the feast day from a personal standpoint, first of all, the Most High have never left me or forsaken me. You know what? He always kept my storehouse good. He always kept me above ground. You know, sometimes, he extended, my car was maybe in a bad place. He extended that time to where I can get everything. I never just went stuck nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High have always, you know, came on in there and did it. And, you know, the first Pentecost, as a fun fact, was given on Mount Sinai. Do you know 3,000 people perished? Should be Exodus, I think, 19. When the giving of the law, you know, through the oral law and stuff, and through recorded history, you know what I'm saying? We know that the law was given on Shabbat. Here's the wedding. Let's look at it a little bit. Exodus chapter 19. In the third month, when the children of Israel, and 1, in the Shemot chapter 19, verse 1. In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they to the wilderness of Sinai. they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai. They pitched in the wilderness, and Israel camped before the mount. And Moses went up to Yah, and the Most High called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say unto the house of Jacob, and tell Israel. Okay, now I'm gonna read down. We were supposed to be a kingdom of priests. This was supposed to how, and the Most High begged them and I ain't gonna say begged them, but proclamated to him, "Hey man, you'll be a peculiar treasure to me if you keep my commandments. You'll be special to me if you keep my." No, most people want to worship everything but Him. You know what I'm saying? But we supposed to have been a king or priest, a holy nation. Verse 6. You know what I'm saying? Let's jump down to 18. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because Yah descended upon it in fire, and the smoke therefore ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moshe spake, and Yahweh answered him by voice. And the children came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount, and the Most High called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. And the Most High said unto Moses, Go down, charge these people, lest they break unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. And let the priests also which come near to the Lord sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. See, we wanted this thing. We can go before the Most High. We won't even ask the Most High nowadays, a lot of people, for forgiveness of sin. How you think, before you bow down to the Creator, that's one of the first things be out of my mouth. Whether I be ignorant upon it or halfway know if I did. Just the possibility of it, I'm going to ask for forgiveness. Even the priest, get yourself together, sanctify yourself before you come over here. And he telling the people, regular people, hey man, don't even look, don't hey man, don't break through, You're going to get yourself in trouble. And Moses said to the people, they cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou charges us, saying, set bounds around the mount and sanctify it. See, they had to put rocks out. And I should have, maybe for my next video, Most High say the same thing. I'm going to have to cut this one short. This is just a prep to get you where you need to be, but I'm going to go more about covenant and show you that they was doing this way in Noah day. This is always in future covenants. This will always be a covenant with the Most High. But they put out stones around the mountain. I can show you where that fake altar that they had is still there to this day. It's sitting right in Saudi Arabia. That fake altar that they built and everything. Well, Moses, the cave, you can see on Most High say the same. I'm going to try to get it on the next video. Because pictures, help a lot of people. But, some people ain't called. The Bible says many are called and few are chosen. That is so true. Moses had a special situation because Moses was very meek, and Moses and Aharon was chosen for something special. That's the problem with nowadays. Most people are called, but there are few that are chosen. You have to be chosen to do this and go to a certain place. Certain places are only for the chosen or the elect. Many people call themselves pastor. Many people call them, but if they are not breaking it down for you to understand this right here like this, you know what? And you ain't got to keep the feast. You can eat what you want to eat. Man, he just a dude Yeshua said in Mark chapter 7, verse 7, the vain tradition of men make God's word to none effect. You know, I'm looking dead at the camera. I don't have to sit down and look at certain things. I'm not trying to puff myself up. Don't get me wrong. This is very humble, I'm saying. That word got to be in you. You have to. People don't understand. I studied a little while, and I got plenty more to go. Plenty more to go. And I'm not perfect on everything, period. Because you know what? There's a lot of laws in this Bible. 613 in the Old Testament, and based off the Old Testament, it's basically 1,050 laws from the Renewed Testament or the New Testament. It's more under that than on the Old Testament. So, know this. You're going to spend your life trying to keep them laws to the best of your ability and the testimony of Yahushua. Now, I know some of you preachers, you ain't got to keep that law, see, the letter kill it. You don't know what you're talking about, Nick. And would love to debate you over that. Because you think you know Galatians, you think you know some of this other stuff, and you're tripping. You don't get yourself bust up, you don't get them laws. And start implementing them. So, they said bounds are sanctified. And Yah said unto them, and Yah said unto them, away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up until Yah, lest he break forth upon them. See, they were committed to go a certain place, even the regular priests. You know, it's certain blessings, certain places in your life only you can go. You can't take nobody with you. You know, man, I'm going to tell you just like this. It can be many. You can outgrow people. You know, most people I notice nowadays, they double-minded. They say they love the Most High, but they ain't going to do the things of the Most High. They wishy-washy. If you wishy-washy, because if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And if for somehow reason I can't do it, I'm going to let you know, hey, man, I can't do it. It's this, or this. It's beyond my control. And, hey, man, we're going to set that up, but I'm going to make sure you get that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work hard to do whatever I have to do. You know, all this double-minded mess, man. Most of these people today double-minded, I don't know what, man. When I say double-minded, man, they can't keep their mind fixed on what. And then want to speak for Yah like they really have a relationship. Some people talk to Yah more than Moses did. Now, you've seen several times in that scripture the Most High called for Moses. Moses didn't just go up there and hang out like he was some kind of I don't know, like an angel that guard the throne or something, where he just had to be there. He was called up. God told me this. God told me you get agreement and you written or a covenant can be oral or written, all through blood. And people just transgress and step on that thing. You understand what I'm saying? You know, these feast days are what they are. We supposed to keep their appointed times. Period. And it's 25th. So Moses went down to the people and spake unto them. Let's see what he said. This is where you're going to get your 10 Commandments from. And Moses speak unto these words, saying, I am Yah thy Elohim. I am the Lord thy God, as it reads out, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt and out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no gods before me. That's the first commandment. Many people got a God before them. They put a man before them. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Graven means anything made with your hand. We put all these crosses everywhere and stuff like that. Crosses are cursed. You understand what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 21st chapter tell you that. But that'll be in my next one. You know what I'm saying? Be in my next one, the Most High say the same, because I'm getting ready to cut this video. But I'm going to show you. Thou shalt not
fifth verse. Thou shalt not bow thyself down unto them nor serve them, for I am the Lord thy God, am a jealous God. Do not play with the Most High. You was supposed, if you came to the wedding and you said you was gonna be a good bride is keeping them commandments. You understand what I'm saying? He'd put the jewels on you. You know. But when we go out whoring after all these religious bad mind framing doctrines that's what we doing, whoring. Because some man sit up here don't wanna go and break these words down, take the time out to, I had to tell myself this video's long. Don't get me wrong. But man, if I just really bust everything down and we'd be at 4 hours. I know y'all ain't gonna watch some videos like that. But it says, for the Lord thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of thy fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. See, generational curse. And what's that? Isaiah 14:24, I think. When it say, prepare slaughter for the children, for the iniquity of their fathers. You see, our foreparents got us in this situation. And if we ain't careful, we doing it for the seeds that come after us in our bloodline. This is why you want to get rid of sin. This is why you want to get rid of family curse. This is why you want to start to observe these feasts and get an understanding of the Bible and really understand what Yeshua done and law, grace, and mercy, and understand how all of it works and operate in the spirit to where our prayers are getting heard and when we are living what we're reading about and see the blessings when we read. I do it whether he bless me or not, because you know what? This is in my DNA to be what I am. As a little boy, I love the Most High. And I plan on doing it till the Most High take his breath. But he say he going to visit the iniquity of the children of the father to the third or fourth generation. A generation is 40 years. Showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. You know, my grandfather's 101 years old. And I'm almost working up on 101. He's 100. He's over 100. Now, most people say that a generation is 40 years. Most people are not going to. A lot of times we'll do it like this. The mother, the father, one generation, the grandkids, the great-grandkids, 3 generations. And my grandfather has been on this move for 3 generations. If you just say it that way. And just gonna get a verse off of here. Okay. And the Most High saying, showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Now, a thousand, if you was to look, since Adam, it's been 165 generations. If you do 40 years. 1,000 generations is 40,000 years. Now, documented, well, we can read and understand. We're saying 6,000 years. You understand what I'm saying? We're almost at 6,000 years. And that's the ones that love him. Showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. You see, because he was dealing with generations to the third and fourth generations, you know that he gonna visit sin. But 1,000, that means the Most High is gonna hate some people forever, and some people he gonna love.
when you do the commandments, he loves you. Not to do the commandments, but you know what it is. You gotta pick a team. And my next one, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it here because my next video, I plan on getting more in depth and getting more into it about Shabbat. This is a good basis to start for everybody, and we'll get a little bit more advanced, and we're gonna start looking at covenants and seeing how this came about, how they were doing it prior to Moses. We're gonna get some understanding about this. So today's Most High Sabbath day, so Shabbat Shalom. I thank everybody that looked at the video and will look at the video. Understand this is a part of your heritage. You understand what I'm saying? The Most High said he gave us a goodly heritage. And yes, he did. A goodly heritage. And we need to get back to the basics. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to try to get the next one going after this one pretty soon. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.